are you all? I hope you all are fine and doing well at home. So as I have discussed in the last video about the different kind of operators and the literals, I hope you have understood the topic very well, because I'm not getting any kind of queries, so it means that you have understood. If you have any problem, then you can text me anytime. So let us begin with the different topic now, the new topic, which is the bare bones of Python program. Bare bones means the necessary requirements of writing the Python program, or you can say whatever is written in the Python program, how they are represented, what are their names, or how you can say that this is the variable, this is the value. So let us start. The first one is the expression. First one is expression. What are expressions? Expression is basically, you can say, the combination of symbols and variables which represent some kind of value, or which gives you some kind of value. For example, if I have written here like this, that a is equal to 5 plus 3 by 2, so it will be called as the expression, because any combination, legal combination of the symbols that represents some kind of value, symbols and variables are, you can say, combined together to form an expression. Now the second one is the statement. Statements are the instructions which are given to the computer to print something, to give you some certain kind of output, or which is executed. For example, if I have written here print Python, so it is a set of a statement which is going to give me the output, or after execution it is going to print the word Python. Okay. Now third is the comments. What are comments? Comments are actually written for the, you can say, better understanding of the Python program. Whatever is being done in the set of statements, set of instructions within the Python program, if you will write in the comment section, then it will be easily understandable, and these are not executed. The statements written under the comment section will not be executed. It is not going to give us the output. It is only for the understanding of the program. Starts with a hash symbol in the Python. If you want to write 3-4 line of comments, you can write with the hash symbol. Okay. And if you want to write a multi-line comment, so you have to write it with a triple quote, starting from triple quote, and then you begin writing your whole thesis, your whole paragraph, and then close it with the triple quote. So the two ways of writing the comment. First one is the hash symbol. Preceded by the hash symbol, you can write anything. For example, if I am going to write a program of adding two numbers, so I can write in the comment that adding of two numbers. So it will make the other person understand that after this, the coding which is written, it is of adding the two numbers. And if you want to write the whole programming details, then you can go for a multi-line comment section, in which you can use a triple quote sign to start and end the comment. Okay. One is function. Function is actually, you can say, the name which is it can be defined inside the program, and whatever is written within the function, it can be used anywhere in the program whenever you want to print it. So to make it better understandable, let me give you an example. For example, I have written here ABC. So for defining the function, you can take any name here. Before writing the name, you have to write define function. Function will be defined, and it is denoted by the parenthesis. So you have to write this ABC and then parenthesis and then colon mark. So this is how this ABC function is defined now. Now suppose under this I have written here print welcome. Okay, I have written here. Now suppose inside the program afterwards in Python, I have written one comment adding two numbers, and I have written here a is equal to 5, b is equal to 6, c is equal to a plus b, print c. Okay, now when the interpreter is going to interpret the program, then the control will go to the first line ABC. The function will be defined, but it will not print this line welcome. Why? Because this function is not being called here. You have to write the function name anywhere in the program whenever you want to display this. Okay. Now suppose afterwards the control will go here and it will read all the lines. If it is error free, the first output you will get, that is 11. Okay. Now suppose if I have written here ABC this. So what the interpreter will do after printing 11, the interpreter will write welcome, because this control will go here it will come here, it will find out the definition of this function, and then the control will automatically jump here and this line will be printed. So this is how the function works within the program. Now the last bare bone of the Python program is blocks and indentation. Blocks and indentation, when the two set of statements are written together, then it is said to be as blocks. And indentation, I have already told you. I'll give you the example how you can recognize that these are blocks and these are statements. For example, if I have written here for like if, let me give you the example. Suppose I have defined the function here only, define ABC. I have written here, this is the colon sign, print good morning, print by, then I am writing here print thank you. Okay, so now these set of statements are written together, so these will be called as blocks. Now you can see that after defining the function, I am maintaining the space here because this is a syntax. This is the space which is given here. This is called as indentation. And then you can see that this print statement, it is not the part of this function. So this is also going to be said as indentation. This is how the blocks and indentation are identified. The set of statements written together inside the program are blocks, and then the space which is given or the managed for writing any set of statement, that is called as indentation. I hope you have understood now the bare bones of the program. I have written one program for you. It is actually similar to your book program which is given in your book also. So now let's see, let's recognize the different bare bones, that what are they. Now you can see that here it is written define CU. So it means CU is a function. Function we have studied right now. This is a statement. This is a statement preceded by hash symbol. This is comment. Now a is equal to 5, b is equal to a minus 10, print a plus 3. This will be called as blocks. Okay. Now you can see that after if b greater than 5, print b is written. So this will be called as, and here in else part also there is a space. So this will be called as indentation, and this is written as the set of tokens are there which are applied, tokens which are performing some kind of instruction, or it is going to give me the value. So these will be called as expressions. So the first one which we have studied right now, that is expression, we have found in the program. Then we have studied about the statement which is here in the program. Then we have studied about the comment which is also here in the program. Then we have studied about the function which is also here. Then the blocks and indentation. So this is how the different bare bones are bifurcated, and we will be using all these in the programs. Okay, so let us now see that how the variables are stored in the memory of Python. So let me first of all tell you that how the Python variable storage in memory is different from the other programming languages. So now let me give you one example. For example, when I define any kind of value to the variable, so suppose I have written here a is equal to 5. So this a will take a place in the memory. So there will be a space in the memory by label a which will denote the number 5, and maybe it is defined by some, you can say the memory address will be assigned to it, which can be for example 20290. So suppose this is the memory address, this is the label, and this is the value which is stored in the memory of the computer. Okay. So now this is stored. Now for example, after this you have again written the line a is equal to 10. Okay. So in the different programming languages like C, C++, okay, so the value of a will be changed to 10, but the memory address will be same. You can see here. The memory address, the label will be same, on the value on that label will be changed. However, Python doesn't work like that. Whenever there is a change in the value, there will be change in the location as well. Okay, so the memory address will change every time whenever you change the value in Python. Whenever you write anything in the program, for example, you have written a is equal to 5, and again you have written something, assigned again different number to a. So what it will do, it will, in Python, it will assign that different address to the same variable. Okay, so let's see that how it works in Python. You must be thinking that why ma'am has written this. So in Python, how the variables are stored in memory, how they take place in the memory, it's like that Python has some value already preloaded in the memory. So what Python does, as compared to other programming languages, it stores a few of the value, it loads of values, you can say in advance, it is loaded into the memory, and that is how it called as front loaded data spaces. So already the space is being preloaded with the values. Okay, so as the space is preloaded with the values, so whenever suppose someone assigns any kind of value to the variable, for example, if you have written here a is equal to 10, so if you have written a is equal to 10, so what Python will do, Python will assign the label a to this value, and this address will be assigned to the a. Okay, so now suppose in future if you change the value in the program and you have done here a is equal to 25, so what Python will do, this a will be labeled here in 25, and you can see that the address of a has changed. So this is how the Python works. In other different programming languages, the value will be changed in the label. However, here the label changes and the address changes and the location changes in Python. This is how the Python memory works. Every time you change the value, now suppose if you have written a is equal to 15, so a will come here only. So the address of the a will change. It will depict the current location. It will give you the current location in the program. I'm going to show you some basic input output functions and how to assign the value to the variable. The multiple assignments and the single assignment, we have already done it. So let's see that. Let us begin the video, students. See, I have opened the Python shell and I have opened the script mode here already, and I have written one program for you. Now you can see that here I have the first line is a comment which is showing the bare bones of Python program preceded by the hash symbol. Then I have again written defining a function, and I have given here the hash symbol. So now I have defined one function called as define ABC, and I have written print goodbye. Okay, then I came outside the function and I have written the line print I am Python programmer. Then I have written some calculation part here. I have done some calculation, and then here I am calling the function. So now what will be the output of this when I will run this program? First one, the control will go to this line. So this is a comment. Obviously this will not be executed. This is also a comment. It will not be executed. Then a function is defined and print goodbye is written. It is also not going to be executed because right now the function is not being called. Then it is written print I am Python programmer. So this is the first line of output which you will get. Then there is a calculation, a is equal to 5, b is equal to 6, print a plus b. Then I am going to get the answer 11, and then I have called the function abc. So the control will jump to the abc and then print goodbye. So let's see the output. Is it coming according to our expectation or not? Okay, I hope you can see that I am Python programmer. The line is executed first and then the number 11, and then it is written goodbye because we have called the function abc here. Now suppose if I call the function here only, you can call any time in anywhere in the program, so it will print goodbye twice. I will show you the changes. Now you can see here I am Python programmer. After that the function abc was called, so this is giving me the output goodbye, then 11, and then goodbye. So this is how it works. Now let me tell you some multiple assignment of the variable. So let us begin, students. I have opened now the Python shell. So I'm going to show you in interactive mode that how we can do the assignment of the value to the variable. Now suppose we have written here a is equal to 5, and then I have written a to print a. So I'm getting the output as 5. Now suppose if I want to assign the same value to more than one variable, so I can write like this: a equals to b equals to c is equal to 6. Now if you will write here b, it will give you the output 6. If you will write a, it will give you 6, and if you will write c, it will again give you 6. So this is how the Python multiple assignment can be done to the variable. Let us see some basic input output functions in which we can take the input from the user and print it. So students, I have opened the Python shell and I have opened the script mode now. So I am going to take a variable here, name, in which I am going to take the input from the user. So for taking the input from the user, there is a function called as input and raw input. So input function is actually works in 3.7 version of Python. So we are going to use here raw input, and I'm going to write here the statement in which the user will understand that he or she has to enter their name here. So I have written name, which is a variable, and then I have written the statement enter the name, and I have written raw input. It means the value which will be entered by the user at runtime through the raw input function, it will be stored in name. Okay, I'm writing here comment storing name of user. Now I'm taking another variable age, and as age is an integer, the age will be integer, obviously, not float, not string. So I have to use the data type of the age, which is int, and then I will use here again raw input, and I'm going to write here enter your age. Okay, so I'm going, what is stored here? Storing age of user. I'm writing it preceded by hash symbol, so this will not be executed. However, it will be understandable by you that what ma'am is doing here in this line of coding. So let us print now the statement. So print is the output statement here. These are the input statements, raw input function, and int is a data type, raw input is again the input statement. So these are input statement, this print is the output statement. So we are going to write here print name. So here name will be printed, whatever will be entered by the user during runtime, comma, you are, then I am going to combine it by age. So it will be printed like, suppose Ram, someone has entered Ram, so Ram you are, and the age of the Ram, and then I am writing here years old. And suppose again, let me write here print thank you. Okay, so let us execute the this program now. Save the file, and there is a problem somewhere. Okay, I have forgotten to close the bracket here. As you can see that two brackets are open, two parentheses are open, so we have to close it twice. That is why the error is coming here. Now let me save the file again. Okay, so you can see that the statement is being the control went to the first line, and then it is asking you enter the name. This is the statement which I have written in double quote. So anything which is written inside the double quote or enclosed in the double quote, it will give you the it will be printed as it is. So suppose I am writing here, and it is again going to the control again goes to the next line when it gets the input. So here I will write the age, for example 16. So now you can see the output came print name. So the name is printed Pratham, whatever is given by the user. UR is printed as it is. Then there is a age variable, so the age is stored in the age variable, it is showing 16, and then years old. Then the control goes to the next line, so it is printing thank you. Okay, so that's all for this chapter, students. I hope you have understood now. Practice it at home. Thank you.